Yeah. hmm I had about a half an hour before I'm going to leave, and since I didn't read the Bible yesterday, yeah, I thought I'd just read it for half an hour. There's a big question about marriage. Yeah. Let's say you have a spouse, an attractive woman that you thought, well, I'm going to make a look-alike of her. Yeah. And for some reason, you just didn't really want your wife knowing what you were doing. You thought, I'll just make a look-alike of my spouse and she won't know. Mm-mm. She won't know. Now, in Matthew 22, yes. Mhm. Verse 22, 22, 22. Yes. When they heard these words, they marveled and left him and went their way. The same day came to him the Sadducees, which say that there is no resurrection, and asked him, saying, Master, Moses said, if a man die, having no children, his brother shall marry his wife, and raise up seed unto his brother. Now there were with us 7 brethren. And the first, when he had married a wife, deceased, and having no issue, left his wife unto his brother. Likewise the second also, and the third unto the seventh. And last of all the woman died also. Therefore in the resurrection, whose wife shall she be of the 7? For they all had her. Yes. Jesus answered and said unto them, Ye do err, not knowing the Scriptures, nor the power of God. For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of God in heaven. Yes. But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have ye not read that which was spoken unto you by God, saying, I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob? God is not the God of the dead, but of the living. Yes. Now, there's this idea. I marry a woman. Yep. And in those days, if I were to die, my brother would have her. Yes. They would consummate their marriage with the intention of making children for myself as a deceased spouse. But I have no brothers. I have one biological sister that had a photograph in a Rotarian newsletter. Yeah. That said she was Marilyn Van Proyn. I have 2 non-biological stepsisters. Yes. And the 3 of them could not replace myself, so effectively my wife would not have a husband. Yeah. Now let's say it's the resurrection. I die. Yes. I'm in the resurrection. The power of God. For the most part, the Bible talks about not remarrying, or you're marrying an adulterous woman. Yeah. But for whatever reason, I died. My wife gets married again. Another man has her. Yes. And they make children to me or to their new marriage. Yes. Now I know my wife is 49 years old, probably menopausal. Yep. And she kidnapped my sons. Yes. We were married in Kosovo, and our marriage certificate was issued from the United Nations. Yeah. And she's probably had other men during the last 8 years, but I haven't. No. It is not like I was wanting to stay faithful to the actual original marriage. It was that I wanted to divorce her. Yes. So that I could, with a very clear conscience, yes, have consensual sex with other women. Ouch! Now, I'm sitting here, right, knowing that I'm still married and would violate the vows as well as the legal obligation of the marriage to not be unfaithful to your spouse. Yes. Because somebody issued a dissolution of marriage. Well, I got no notice of court here.